Hello friends, today let's explore why wisdom is abstract more often than not. Wisdom has long captivated human thought, appearing in ancient texts, philosophical discourses and everyday proverbs. It's often portrayed as elusive, profound, and inherently abstract, something that transcends the concrete details of life. But why is this the case? In this exploration, we'll delve into the nature of wisdom, contrasting it with raw philosophy, examining how abstraction serves as a key differentiator, and uncovering why this quality makes wisdom adaptable, interpretive, and enduring. We'll also recheck the abstract nature of philosophy itself, gather related insights from various sources, and balance the discussion with opposing views that argue wisdom can be concrete and practical. By the end, we'll see that abstraction isn't just a stylistic choice for wisdom, it's a functional necessity that allows it to thrive across contexts and eras. To begin, let's clarify what we mean by wisdom and philosophy. Wisdom is commonly defined as the ability to apply knowledge, experience, and good judgment to navigate life's complexities. It's not mere information accumulation, but a synthesis of insight, often personified in literature and scripture as something ethereal or feminine, like in Proverbs where it's depicted as a woman offering life and prosperity. Philosophy, on the other hand, literally means love of wisdom, from the Greek philosophia. It encompasses systematic inquiry into existence, knowledge, values, and ethics, often through abstract reasoning. The key difference? Philosophy is the pursuit of framework for seeking wisdom, while wisdom is the culminated lived result. As one source puts it, philosophy provides ideas about life, but wisdom is the optimal application of knowledge. Another analogy, knowledge is knowing a tomato is a fruit, wisdom is not putting it in a fruit salad, and philosophy is pondering why we categorize it that way. This brings us to the core, abstraction as the main differentiating factor between raw philosophy and wisdom. Raw philosophy often dives into theoretical constructs, debating metaphysics, epistemology, or ethics in broad conceptual terms. Wisdom, however, elevates this by abstracting further, distilling principles into forms that aren't tied to specifics. Why? Abstraction leaves room for interpretation, making wisdom interactive and adaptive to the audience's needs. Consider proverbs like, "A stitch in time saves nine," or "The early bird catches the worm." These aren't literal instructions, but abstract metaphors that invite personal application. In one X post, a user notes that wisdom codifies generalizations from experience, reconciling the complicated with the simple, allowing it to be timeless and adaptable. This interactivity means wisdom isn't a one-size-fits-all dictate, it's a prompt for reflection, adjusting to cultural, personal, or situational contexts. For instance, the abstract wisdom in the Bhagavad Gita's teachings on duty and detachment can apply to a modern executive facing ethical dilemmas as much as to an ancient warrior. Moreover, abstraction detaches wisdom from the mundane, giving it a poetic, elevated quality. It sounds detached from everyday drudgery, like poetry or art, which enhances its appeal and memorability. Think of Alan Watts' repeated insight: time is nothing but an abstract measure of motion. We are living in an eternal now. This isn't a concrete timeline, but an abstract invitation to mindfulness, echoing across posts and philosophies. Wisdom's poetic detachment makes it feel timeless and universal, rising above the mundane, as you phrased it, like a verse that resonates emotionally rather than logically. Sources describe wisdom as developing through life challenges, reflection, and emotional regulation, often manifesting in abstract virtues like openness and humor. This detachment also prevents wisdom from becoming dogmatic. It's not a rigid rule, but a guiding essence, much like how abstract nouns like love or justice evoke feelings without prescribing exact actions. Another crucial aspect, abstract concepts can be built upon, while absolute concrete ones cannot. Wisdom's abstraction allows layering new experiences refine it without invalidating the core. For example, the abstract idea of patience as a virtue can evolve with personal growth, incorporating modern psychology or cultural shifts. Concrete advice like always save 10% of your income might become obsolete with economic changes, but abstract wisdom like life below your means endures and expands. Research supports this. Wisdom is multidimensional and catalytic, spurred by life events, and its abstract nature preserves its rarity while allowing development. In contrast, absolute concepts are fixed endpoints, limiting adaptation. An X thread emphasizes that wisdom is the byproduct of experience and suffering, not just innate intelligence, allowing it to build through maturity. Now, rechecking if philosophy is more often abstract? Absolutely yes. Philosophy inherently deals with abstract entities, concepts like existence, truth, or morality that aren't tangible. It's considered abstract because it generalizes beyond concrete instances. There's no purely concrete philosophy, as it always involves abstraction to discuss universals. For example, Plato's forms are abstract ideals, while Aristotle's categories systematize abstract thinking. However, philosophy can stray into the overly theoretical, whereas wisdom integrates abstraction with practicality. This is where the differentiation shines. Philosophy might ponder what is justice, abstractly, but wisdom applies it adaptively in real scenarios. Expanding on related ideas, wisdom's abstraction links to various fields. In psychology, it's tied to abstract thinking, connecting ideas hypothetically, and seeing beyond the obvious. Examples abound: abstract wisdom like knowledge is power, but wisdom is liberty, or with much wisdom comes much sorrow, highlights its reflective depth. In D&D contexts, wisdom is subconscious awareness, abstracting sensory intuition. Culturally, Bengal's philosophical tradition blends abstract wisdom with literature and art, showing how abstraction fosters synthesis. Ex-posts reinforce this. One equates wisdom to heart-mind coherence, abstracting truth from information. Another views it as accumulated heuristics, safeguarding against unseen risks. Even in AI discussions, tools like Theoric synthesize abstract knowledge across philosophy and science. Yet no research is complete without opposing views. Some argue wisdom isn't inherently abstract, but practical and concrete. Plato saw wisdom as theoretical and abstract, a gift for few, but others contend it's dialectical, embracing contradictions without abstraction. Aristotle distinguished theoretical wisdom, abstract metaphysics, from practical wisdom, phronesis, which is action-oriented and concrete. Critics say abstraction can lead to vagueness. True wisdom is precise application, not broad strokes. One view: wisdom isn't a system of concepts but intuitive grasp, potentially concrete in specifics. In Proverbs versus Ecclesiastes, wisdom appears polar. One praises it concretely for prosperity, the other sees it as vain abstraction. Ex-users challenge too: wisdom might be null or animalistic survival, not abstract. Another: it's bipartite, knowledge and morals, not purely abstract. Even Stephen Hall notes, wisdom's physics involve contradictions, suggesting it's not always neatly abstract. These views highlight that while abstraction dominates, wisdom can manifest concretely in decisions or ethics. In balancing these, wisdom's abstraction emerges as predominant because it enables universality and growth. It's not that wisdom can't be concrete. Many proverbs are actionable, but its power lies in abstraction's flexibility. As one post states, logic seeks consistency, but wisdom tolerates contradiction through experience and empathy. This adaptability distinguishes it from philosophy's often rigid abstractions. In conclusion, wisdom's abstract nature isn't accidental. It's what makes it interactive, poetic, buildable, and distinct from raw philosophy. While philosophy grapples with abstracts theoretically, wisdom abstracts to empower practical personal evolution. Opposing perspectives remind us, wisdom can ground itself concretely, but more often, it's the abstract veil that allows it to endure. As we navigate our own paths, perhaps the truest wisdom is recognizing abstraction's role in keeping it alive and relevant.